So Saripodhaa Sanivaaram is coming soon, and we have an interview of BR with Nani and Suryah. I think this will be one of the first English interview of Suryah, so we'll get to know a lot of things. And I've already seen some of the clips from this interview go viral, and people are talking about it. So without any delay, let's have a look. If you haven't seen the original interview, it's from Galata Plus. I'll put the link to it in the description below. You can click and check it out. This is a reaction; it's not a substitute. I'll be pausing in the middle talking. So without any delay, let's have a look.
Hi, sir.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Hello. Welcome.
Okay, 29.
Speak Telugu today.
Whatever other languages we are dubbing this in, but welcome to Galata Plus. So I want to begin this by saying, sir, see, you are called Natural Star.
Right.
We have to keep a name for him.
Already.
You know, Tamil there is one called Nadipu Arakkan. Like the Rakshasa factors. You know, like he's so.
That actually suits him.
No, but the point is we need an English name.
English name?
Yeah.
Monster Star or something.
Monster. He's a monster star.
Yeah,
He acted in Monster, right?
Yeah, correct. I acted a movie called Monster in Tamil.
Okay.
Yeah, so
We'll-
Monster Star.
No, you have to connect the monster to acting.
What name? Killer Star? He always has a killer look. Or what could it be? Crazy. Crazy kind of have a negative connotation to it. Monster Star is not that bad. Or something killer macha, something like Kira Man or maybe some mix of Tamil will be interesting.
Yeah.
He needs a title because he's so good and he's now suddenly
he's-
like, he's ripping every movie up single-handedly.
Yeah, and in every language.
in every language.
Yep, he's
We
going
need a title.
pan-India.
We'll think about it.
By the end of the interview, we'll
By the
crack
end of the interview, we'll decide what your title is.
We'll talk about Saripodhaa Sanivaaram.
So, something you just said is going viral right now, which is Saturday Baasha. What is that? What is that?
Many
Saturday
people in
Baasha.
Telugu already listen to that. So since it is going to be an interview for Tamil and Telugu, this particular portion I will tell in Tamil.
Okay.
Okay? Sagam English, Sagam Tamil. Konja English, konja Tamil pesala.
Kunja. Small
So
little
far,
little.
what all the action films? For that only one story, sir. Comes in different form. That's it. நம்ம daily
Yep,
English சாப்பிட்ற
that's true.
மாதிரி it comes in different form. அது வந்து if you take Amitabh ji's Shahin Shah and Rajini Sar's நான் சிவப்பு மனிதன், Chiranjeevi Sar's Indra and Rajini Sar's Baasha and so many Telugu films, even Bahubali 2. Bahubali 2, The King is a Baasha, okay? Going to the villages
people,
to
yeah.
read the people,
Right.
how they are living, what has to be done as a king. Like, so he's not going as a king there; he's going as a manikam. So Basha going to Nagarvalam to do Nagarvalam as a manikam.
Manikam,
So that's the template
Okay.
for the entire
Interesting analogy.
action film dramas.
Right.
Even if you take Veeram, a Basha going to
Isn't Basha a remake of Dawn? I think I heard BR say that in one of the review. I don't know, maybe.
one house just for the love sake becoming manikam, acting like a manikam. Okay, like that.
Yeah.
So many movies has come in this template. But the director Vivek Athreya garu made a small change in that. But same, see what
Okay.
is extraordinary, always add extra in ordinary becomes extraordinary. So this extraordinary concept, since many people again and again are doing that, it has just started becoming ordinary concept. So he added another style of extra into it, made up extraordinary. Saripodhaa Sanivaaram.
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary Saripodhaa Sanivaaram.
So, watching the trailer, I said that it looks like very, what do you say, kind of a simple narrative, but I'm guessing it's Vivek Athreya because he always does something with his stories. I think in the comments also people said that all his trailers are very simple, but in the movie there are twists and turns. So I'm guessing the same. I think they said that he only has powers on Saturdays, like something like that. It's a similar, as you said, similar template that hero will save the day and he'll come help the commoners and everything. But let's see what the twist in the film is.
Till sir,
What he has done.
till sir said it, we also didn't see the Baasha yet. We didn't. We had an idea and then we did it all. So suddenly,
No, the minute the director narrated the story,
yeah.
and a bulb,
I didn't have it in mind at all. Before these interviews, he said it in interviews, but before on location also, he mentioned it once suddenly random. He said, "This is Baasha, sir." I'm like, where is Baasha now? Then suddenly I realized there is an emotion, like that where you do. And then I went like,
Of course, the treatment and that characters, how things unfold can be different, but there's a basic template the same.
he explains everything very neatly, nicely, so that we'll understand very clearly. So then I've started realizing most of our, commercial blockbusters are all based on that point. Either you're waiting for him to react, okay, the hero is controlling and you're waiting for him to react, or the identity is hidden.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, it's like Bahubali, Lion King, Baasha kind of a combination.
Even Asuran.
Asuran, even Asuran.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even
He's holding it back.
Different, but the emotion is the.
So we get that Baasha moment because of the restrictions in the hero will have this whatever situations because of the scenes, the drama. It will be bit. We directly with the title itself, I think we told you what the situation is. So he
And only Saturdays he can do anything, so he has to control all the other days.
can only react on Saturday. That itself is straight away Baasha point. So
for a promise to his mother. அம்மாவுக்காக செஞ்ச சத்தியத்துக்காக அது ஒரு பையன் தமிழ்ல சொல்லி
I recently that docu-series came out, right, about Salim Javed, Angry Men, and in that also they raised a point that all their films had this mother element and how that came from their lives, and always mother's promise, or for the mother everything the hero does is for the mother, something related there. So interesting point.
என்னன்னா இந்த படம் நம்ம பாஷா படத்தினே பார்த்துருப்போம், மாணிக்கம் பாஷா. அதில் அம்மா என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னா, இவர் படத்தில் இவருக்கு பேர் சூர்யா. இப்போ நான் ஆஃப் ஸ்க்ரீனில் சூர்யா, இவர் ஆன் ஸ்க்ரீன் சூர்யா. இதில்
we always have this confusion on that. When they'll put position, they'll give position marker. Then they'll say Suryah position. I'm like, which Suryah? Actual Suryah or the on-screen Suryah? We're always confused. Yeah.
ஸோ நான் தமிழ் ஆடியன்ஸுக்கு தெளிவாக சொல்லிடுறேன், சூர்யா சாட்டர்டே அப்படின்னா அது எஸ்ஜே சூர்யா சாட்டர்டே இல்லை.
Let them think, sir. If they come to the theater for SJ Surya, sir, we're very happy we get collection.
People always, even Tamil people loves you a lot, sir. Even ஒரு 3 actors having girl fans from other states. That is from Malayalam, Dulquer Salman. நல்ல ஃபேன் ஃபாலோயிங் இருக்குல்ல நம்மள. அப்புறம் இங்கே தெலுங்குலேருந்து நீங்கள், அல்லு அர்ஜுன் சார் அண்ட் பிரபாஸ் சார், நல்ல ஒரு ஃபார்ம்.
குட் குரூப்.
குட் குரூப். அது ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு இது.
I kind of I understood that.
அங்கே கேர்ள் ஃபேன்ஸ் நிறைய உண்டு. எஸ்பெஷலி கேர்ள்ஸ் ஃபேன்ஸ் துல்கர் சல்மான் சாருக்கும் உங்களுக்கும் விஜய் தேவரண்டாவுக்கும் உண்டு. இந்த 3 பேருக்கும் உண்டு, கேர்ள்ஸ் பர்டிகுலர்லி.
Right.
கண்டுவாங்க நீங்க, உங்களுக்கு தெரியல.
He's getting shy.
Like a super
No, not really, sir. Mine is all age group batch. I'm more
that's also true because he balances one action, one family, one action, one family.
Yeah,
So
I think Dulquer and Vijay, like you said, I think full girls.
ஆமா.
So why?
உங்களுக்கு
What
இருக்காது.
is this?
That is because
I was wearing this shirt and suddenly somebody came and kept this.
because they said because of the background, it's getting mixed up. They can only see your face.
கரெக்டாக என்ன ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா,
Then I come.
That is such a technical thing. Even when he said that, someone put him maybe that's because he was kind of blending to the background. It's dark. Maybe they should have actually said, because I think it's a press meet area, so everyone will get one chance to sit and ask them questions. So they should have said it's dark background, so wear something lighter. But that helps.
Came up with an idea. Sir, put one kerchief or something in sir's pocket so that it will stand out.
My God, this is like
இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ஷூட்டிங் ஸ்பாட்ல கரெக்ஷன் பண்ணுவார் இவர். ஓகே, சொல்லலையே அந்த பாயிண்ட் இப்போ மக்களுக்கு சொல்றதுல ஸோ என்னன்னா, இவர் சின்ன வயசுல இருக்கும்பொழுது ஒரு ஆங்கிரி பாய். அந்த படத்தில் இந்த சூர்யாவோட கேரக்டர் ஒரு ஆங்கிரி பாய். ஸோ அம்மாவுக்கு ஒரு சின்ன கவலை என்னென்னா, பையன் இப்படி கோவக்காரனாகவே வளர்ந்தான்னா அது பையனுக்கு பிரச்சனை ஆகிடுமே அதனால என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா பசங்கிட்ட வந்து என்றைக்குமே எதை செய்யாதன்னா அதை தான் செய்வாங்க கண்டிப்பாக. ஸோ
I'm trying my
அம்மா
best.
ட்ரிக் யூஸ் பண்ணி டேய் நீ கோவப்படு வேண்டான்னு சொல்லலை, அது வந்து 7 டேஸும் வாரத்தில் 7 டேஸ் 7 நாள் படாதரா, ஏதாவது ஒரு நாள் கோவப்படுறா அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அவனை காம்.
So I'm guessing he said all 7, like all 6 days he has to face everything, and the 7th day only he can take action, kind of.
பண்ணுறாங்க, அவனை ஒரு டேம் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ அவனுக்கு அந்த ஐடியா நல்லா இருக்குது. ஒரு ஒரு முக்கியமான ரீசனுக்காக அவன் வந்து சாட்டர்டே சூஸ் பண்ணுறான்.
That reason is very nice.
வெரி நைஸ்.
Yeah, that's you know, there's a not like this but related to this. There's another Rajnikant film, old film called Dharma Yuddham. So in that film, he
Amavasya.
every Paurnami or Amavasya or something like that, he'll get into one.
No, that
Oh,
is
yeah.
no, that is a சைக்கலாஜிக்கல் திங். அது எப்பொழுதுமே எப்படின்னா அமாவாசை பௌர்ணமி வந்து அந்த ஸ்பிளிட் பர்சனாலிட்டி உள்ளவங்களுக்கு ரியாக்ட் ஆகும். தட் இஸ் a natural source.
Natural thing, yeah.
Okay.
This is created by mother. Mother வந்து அவனுக்கு ஒரு அன்பு ஒரு
They are saying too many things about the plot.
ஒரு
That way, there is one Hindi film Junoon also, where in the evening he'll become tiger.
Wolf or some wolf.
Yeah.
Panther, something.
Yeah. No, he'll become the, I think, tiger.
that one English movie is there.
Yeah, cat
Okay.
people.
Yeah, right.
ஸோ இவன் சாட்டர்டேன்றதை ஒரு காரணத்துக்காக சூஸ் பண்ணான். ஸோ அம்மா சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு நாள் மட்டும் கோவப்படுவோம், அது சாட்டர்டே மட்டும்
And the knowledge all of them have about films, incredible.
போடுவோம், சனிக்கிழமை மட்டும் கோவப்படுவோன்னு முடிவு பண்ணுறான்.
Right.
ஸோ அப்படியே வளர்ந்துடுறான். ஸோ அவன் அந்த அந்த நல்ல வளர்ச்சியில் அவன் ஒரு நல்ல பையனாக வந்து இதில் வந்து இவர் நல்ல ப்ரில்லியண்ட்டாக விவேக் சார் எழுதுன இல்லைன்னா இது ஒரு இந்த வந்து ஒரு டானு ஒரு இது அப்படின்றது இல்லாமல் ஒரு நார்மல் மேன், அந்த மேனுக்குள்ளே இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு ஒரு எனர்ஜி அப்படின்றத வச்சு கரெக்டாக ரொம்ப நேச்சுரலாக பண்ணியிருக்காரு.
He's a normal guy.
சாருக்கு ஏற்ற மாதிரி நேச்சுரலாக பண்ணியிருக்காரு. அதில் என்னென்னா ஸோ சண்டே டு ஃப்ரைடே இஸ் அ மாணிக்கம், சனிக்கிழமை மட்டும் இஸ் அ பாஷா.
Saturday Baasha.
சாட்டர்டே பாஷா.
Awesome. Actually, that's a great title for people.
Yeah, solid. Yes. And he's also very smartly, he's only giving how much should be given, and it's making them very intrigued also. I'm very happy
Good.
for all the Suryah sir leaks.
So this man has done a lot of very good movies. So just tell me one favorite film of each other.
Direction or acting?
Acting.
Oh, he has directed also.
See now
I have no idea. He's a director? Let me know.
recently watched Jigadana Double X, and in every film I love.
Same thing, but I'm just like, if you had to pick one.
If I have to pick one,
That was good.
I'll
Manad
say,
was
I
really interesting.
think Manad is most obvious.
Yeah.
I think everybody will say that. Manad, I'll stick with Jigadana. Yeah.
Okay.
Because his role actually is not, is a little Manadu and all, it's Suryah sir's strength, I feel. He made that film, I feel. Okay, genuinely. With that role, I think it really made that film work.
Yeah.
In Jigardanda, I think Lawrence sir's role is a lot more outgoing. His is a controlled one.
Yeah.
And then I think he really killed it with the performance.
எனக்கு வந்து
Men are really bad at taking compliments. That I think I've noticed everywhere.
தசரா அண்ட் இப்போ ரீசெண்டில் வந்ததுல ரெண்டு சொல்லி நிறையா சொல்லலாம். பட் தசராவும் ஹைனானாவும் நான் சொல்லுவேன்.
Yes, sir.
That's just this thing. You know something, both of you, you are on a hat trick. Dasara, Hainana, and he has Jigartanda.
I'm sure he's on double hat trick.
He's a hat trick with this one. Ryan is a
big fish.
So it's like, so, fingers crossed that this also becomes...
Still haven't seen Ryan waiting for OTT.
Definitely because
So, Vivek Atreya, the director, he's right now around 34, 35. When you were 34, 35, there was a film that you made called New. Do you remember that? That was the rough age you made New.
ஏது ரொம்ப சொல்லாதீங்க.
Now we'll calculate.
So I want to know, what is it?
I'm guessing he said, don't tell my age or something like that.
No, that generation of directors and today's generation, because you have been in front of the camera, you have also been behind the camera, so you know both. Do you see anything extraordinary in today's bunch? Because you are acting with all the good directors right now, the young directors, the happening directors.
That's a good thing to say.
What are your observations?
I believe in one thing, sir. Concept is always the same. Only about technical and like that how much influence this technology made their lifestyle to change. That much only things are changing. Otherwise, rooted emotions are always same. Sir. Mother is always mother. Girlfriend is always girlfriend. Son is always son. The emotions all are same. The jealous, happiness,
Anger.
yeah. It's all same. So, முன்ன மாட்டு வண்டியில் போயிட்டு கோவப்பட்டிருப்பான், கத்தியை தூக்கிட்டு கோவப்பட்டிருப்பான், குதிரையில் போயிட்டு கோவப்பட்டிருப்பான். இப்போ ரோல்ஸ் ராய்ஸில் போயிட்டு கோவப்படலாம். இவ்வளோ தான் சேஞ்சாக நான் பார்க்குறேன். அண்ட் அந்த டெக்னாலஜி உங்களை மக்களை டேம் பண்ணுறதுனால அதே மாதிரி அதோட ப்ரெசன்டேஷனும் சேஞ்ச் ஆகுது. அது அவன் லைஃப் ஸ்டைல் மாறுதுல்ல, அந்த லைஃப் ஸ்டைல். பழைய படத்தில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு பெரிய பங்களா ஒன்று ஒரு காட்டும், இந்த பக்கத்தில் இந்த 2 ஸ்டெப்பு இப்படி போகும், அதெல்லாம் பெரிய பங்களா இல்லையா? ஸோ இப்போ அப்படி இல்லை, இப்போ கார்பரேட் பில்டிங் மாதிரி இருக்குது, லேட்டஸ்ட் அதெல்லாம். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் தான் சேஞ்ச் ஆகுது.
He's talking about the set also, like before it would be a bungalow and stairs, and now it's corporate building. I think, yeah, the life has changed, right? So the things you're depicting on screen also has changed over time with we have better technology available to at your hands.
சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிட்டு எமோஷன் என்னன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, நீங்கள் அவத்தாரே எடுத்துக்கோங்க, ஜேம்ஸ் கேமரனோட அவத்தார் 1 எடுத்துக்கோங்க, சரியான எம்ஜிஆர் நம்பியார் கதை தான் அது. ஒரு இடத்த போய் நீ ரீட் பண்ணிட்டு ஸ்பையாக போய் வழி ஏற்படுத்தி கொடுத்தா நாங்கள் அங்கே ரீச் ஆகி அதை க்ளீன் பண்ணிடுறோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஓகேயா? ஆனால் இவன் போனவன் அங்கே உள்ள ஒரு பொண்ணு மேலேயும் அந்த மண்ணு மேலேயும் அந்த மக்கள் மேலேயும் அவன் லவ் ஆகிடுறான். லவ் ஆகிட்டு யார் தன்னை அனுப்பிச்சாங்களோ அவனையே எதிர்த்து போராடுறான். இது எந்த எம்ஜிஆர் படத்தில் இல்லை, எந்த என்டிஆர் படத்தில் இல்லை, எந்த இதில் இல்லை சொல்லுங்க. ஸோ ரூட்டட் எமோஷன்ஸ் ஆல்.
I think he compared with Avatar and how technology is different and story is basically same, which MGR did, kind of. That story is basic actually of Avatar, not nothing special.
Yeah. Only the backdrops and lifestyle technology only changes. Right. And how much influence that technology made in their day-to-day life activity. அவங்களுடைய டாக்கிங் ஸ்டைல், அவங்களுடைய how they evolved the people's lifestyle, அவ்வளோதான் பர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ்லேயும் எவால்வ்மெண்ட். இதுதான் நான் பார்க்குறேன். ஸோ whenever I am working with those days directors and when I worked with when I directed, when I am acting, I am seeing the same thing in a evolved way. So the latest directors are presenting the emotion in a evolved way. That's the difference I am seeing.
Right. So would you say, to continue what he's saying, that's a great thumbnail, Avatar is an MGR Nambiar story. So to continue what he's saying, would you say
His mind clicks. He is made to be a content creator. He understands the game.
that
This also MGR Nambiar story.
Actually, yeah.
so
Saripodhaa Sanivaaram also MGR Nambiar story.
yeah. So when you have this
Gilli also MGR Nambiar story. Okadu.
oh my god, everything. You should take a class on this.
Yes, totally. You should.
Would you say that from the time you started acting, there are some obvious changes, right? Like dialogues have gotten shorter, shot taking has become shorter because early, some people might take a long single take or something like that, but mostly you try to cut as much as possible because the audience mindset has also kind of changed a bit.
Okay.
What are some of the other changes that you've seen?
There's a lot of changes because of the technology involved.
Like
we
he
used,
said,
also because we used to use film when I started off. Now we're using digital. So the entire process of shooting a film changed.
Yeah.
Now it used to be, you used to see the film in your head and you used to take exactly the shots you saw or you need for the edit. Now we are taking it in all angles possible. It's just safety. We just have digital, we can keep it rolling and then we're doing the whole scene in all angles completely. I know that's been the process from...
That also, kind of defeats the purpose that you are not... Sometimes you need to be sure about things, when you're doing. Like, maybe, okay, 1 extra angle, 2 extra angle, but if you're taking like too many angles of every scene, every shot, then you're not clear in your head. You don't have a clear direction. That may help in the edit, you have all your options available, which is a good thing. But I think before that, pre-production wise, maybe it's No, but indie film doesn't have that, to spend so much time shooting the same scene because they'll have limited cameras. And a bigger production, I'm guessing they have multiple cameras to take the shots. But you need to have a clear vision, Even like he said, in your head, yes, you have an idea. You on the set, you may change those ideas. You may think, okay, what I thought is not working, so let's try something else because you have the technology which you can easily do. But having every scene, you're taking multiple camera angles, and on the edit, you're just chick chop, and then you actually see it in the film where there are moments I even say in my review that they just they cut different angles that like they're showing off that how many cameras we had to shoot a scene. Sometimes you don't want that. There should be a flow, visual flow also in the film which should work.
The time, but I genuinely feel the magic is there
in film.
Yeah, in the film, and it's just not about the film because of the process. Because each that 400 feet can used to be this 11,000, 12,000 something. It used to be expensive because of that. Everybody used to be extremely alert, and that one take they used to give their best take, and that used to be used in the film. Now when they're shooting from all angles, we don't know which take is going to be used, and we can't really sustain the energy throughout for all 5 different angles for all the 5 different shots, not knowing which shot is going to be used in the film. The technology
because also it's not possible to have different camera angles at the same time. Limited camera also, and also because the lighting has to be changed. If you're taking from the front maybe 2-3 angles, but if you're taking from behind, then the light will come in the everything will come, so you have to change everything. So when camera is here, lights have to change, so it doesn't come in the frame and all of that. So then you have to reset, and again you have to perform the scenes, and again I think that will definitely kill films.
Definitely there's more choice for directors and all, but with performance, but with the places where the magic happens, I think we need to work it out in some different way. We need to balance things out.
That's a great point.
That's why he used to insist in shooting spot. Sir, first finish the closest. So we
give our best, right? The magic happens, and then this is later then we'll realize that this is just the wide shot, or then just suddenly they'll put close up, and then we'll be like, oh, can I recreate it because it came out spontaneously with that one. And then now they're saying that it's a wide shot, they might use it, they might not use it. Right. So I think when it was film, the directors used to already see the scene and exactly shoot what is there in their head only. Because the edit sense used to be much stronger. Now they actually take everything and dump it on editor and say edit it. So the directors used to be editor, like with Suryah sir and all their generation. I think they edited the film already. So it's just a trimming and fine tuning it. Editor used to do. Now editor get to see the whole rush in all different angles possible, and then make a film out of it. It's a very different
thing. So
and even in shooting spot, because he started his career as a assistant director, and he has grown to this level.
Which is why
amazing growth. This kind of changes, this kind of suggestions on shooting spot, he used to give a lot of time. Then I take a lot of tips from him.
We used to listen to sir.
No, really, I did. And sometimes I'll ask him, sir, okay, sir, anyway, director going to use from this to this only, sir. Fine, sir, it was nice.
By the time we were shooting our climax, by then obviously we've worked.
It's interesting, that like when an actor is so, how do you say it, knowledgeable and understands the filmmaking process, that actually helps the director a lot. Sometimes it can come in the way, like there have been instances where the actor kind of overtook the film because they thought they'll do better, something like that. The direct actor didn't match and all, but most of the times, like he said, right, it just adds because the actor understands what is going on. He understands the process, what has to be done, how it has to be done, where I have to stand, how to perform. Some actors just about acting, oh, just let me loose, I don't know where the camera is, I'm in the performance. Some actors like, I'll say this line this much, this how edit, how that will be done there, and this camera is looking at this, so only this will show up, so where I have to keep my hand. So they are very accurate with how to do it because they know what is the output needed. They are not just in the movement and all of that. Like it depends on the scene to scene, but this definitely helps an actor knowing the process
together, and then we got a little hang of each other. And then I've realized by the time we were shooting the climax, last part or something, sir used to say cut means immediately he used to turn towards me. Okay, sir. I'm like, sir, Vivek is on that side. I used to be like,
Because for confidence, I have become very confident. Okay, if Nani sir giving a positive, because director comes with me. Or if I ask one more, he will also say one more. So because he is a hungry man like me, so he wants one more. But he is the one who knows what is required. So he is very clear with that. So I see director also. But first, as sir told, first I see him, then only I ask director. So he says, after then it's fine because he knows that why he won't take. What is a very great thing about him is he won't waste his energy unnecessarily. He preserve it and use it in the right area.
Right. That's why he's staying silent now, so that when he talks, he's going to use his energy and like, talk really well.
I'm enjoying.
நம்ம ஊர்ல விஜய் சார் உண்டு, டேக் போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி அப்படியே இருப்பாரு, பேசாம இருப்பாரு, டாக்டர் முன்னாடி வந்து வேற சேம்.
Right. So
I like it. Like you have to be, understand way to like be efficient. That's what it is. Efficiently do things and things who are in place.
Maanadu, Vadandi, Veeradhira Suran, which is Vikram's upcoming film. You're playing a cop in many films.
No, only 4 films.
4-5 films of late.
No, only 4. And now more cops came. I said no.
Okay. So in this film also you're a cop.
No, but I liked the concept. I said.
So my question is, what is the difference in the cop? Without spoilers.
Okay.
What is the difference with this cop and the other cop?
Maanadu cop.
Or the other cops?
Yeah. See, Maanadu cop is a cop just doing his job.
Right.
Okay, because they're higher up. He's not a villain. Okay, he is a guy. He one mission has given to him, so he has to finish the mission, whether it is good or bad. Well, that's it. Because it's higher officials are giving that order to him. Just get it done.
Right.
So he is doing it. So that is the mode.
Yeah.
And I used, because of that time loop concept, that madness came out. Because what the f happening, man? He becomes mad. So
Nice.
that man.
I like his understanding of the character. I didn't know he was a director. That's really surprising. But I think that adds to why he's such a good performer. Again, as I said, when you know behind the scene what happens, you perform well. And he totally understands his character. He's not just reading the lines or just performing whatever director asks.
Comes with that. In Vadandi is just a human cop. He's more of a human who has a so his mind wants to do his job, but heart somewhere wants to be a human, and he sees that police job through heart.
Right.
So that is there. Here, as sir in teaser told, it's a Rakshasudu. I see a Gabbar Singh flavor here.
Lovely.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Got it.
somewhere Vivek Adre garu,
A bit
somewhere,
sadist.
let me explain this in brief. Somewhere Vivek Adre garu comes with the concept without his knowledge. So yeah, he wouldn't have seen Sholay. But I have seen Sholay because my director forced me to see it.
No, you have seen, but it just, I think, only after you said it, I was like, oh, there is some
That's the angle to it. இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதில் வந்து
Interesting, like you think you have come up with a new idea and suddenly when you put it in front of someone who knows cinema, he's like, oh, that is that film. Like, oh shit. It happens, so subconsciously things stay in your head and those things influence your mind and the way you write. And then when you think, oh shit, it's actually very similar. But then I think that has been always the case. Because if you read about screenwriting, there's actually only 9 stories you can tell. So at the end of the day, anything will be like derived from that. It's just the way you present the story. That's it.
Amitabh sir, Jaya madam and Gabbar Singh. இதுதான் அந்த ஹைலைட் கேரக்டர். ஒரு சாஃப்ட் ஒரு கேர்ளு, ஒரு சைலண்ட் டூஃபான், ஒன்று mad fella, mad Raksasudu. So in the flavor, Saripodhaa Sanivaaramla irukku.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
He's able to connect every film.
The film is,
Yeah, somewhere.
There's a bigger philosophy.
So when I hearing then, நல்ல பாசிட்டிவ் எலிமெண்ட்ஸ் நிறைய இருக்குது கதையில். ஓகே, ஒரு பாஷா மோட் இருக்கு, ஒரு ஷோலே கேரக்டரைசேஷன் ஃப்ளேவர் இருக்குது. And off the track, I want to tell, even in many interviews I told, I worked with Amitabh sir for a few films. Sorry,
Which one? I have
one
no
film. But a few days shooting happened.
I saw he has it on his phone basically. The film is not releasing. It got stalled.
Oh my God.
And he acted with Amitabh sir, and all those scenes he has it on phone. It's like a memory. Yeah, he showed it to me.
Oh man.
And said,
There is a film, in like it's like in a hell. What do you call it? Lumber hell, something like that. What's called? Some hell it's called. Yeah, but I think it's the rights are with the product, like a production house, and they don't want to put it out. There's another film called Pebbles, which is fully made, done. I think that Amitabh Bachchan film is with Sujit Sarkar, and that film, like there were a lot of attempts to let's put it out. It's one of the best Amitabh Bachchan performance. I think Ayushmann Khurrana said that he has seen in the film whatever they have done, and he said it's one of his best performance, and it will never come out because of something. Like I don't know how that works, but I don't know why would they not release it. Like just release it. Like
it was so good, sir. I told you also. I really wish that film will. They both only combination, and they both only are doing
That will
some
definitely
nice
happen.
things.
Without doing the film, Amitabh ji won't go Upar.
So
that was a bit, but I understand his sentiment.
When that movie. So when he's the actor, star actor, who ruled the Indian film industry with one quality. There were so many top stars, But when he entered and becoming a superstar, with one reaction, very calm and composed, not showing wild reactions, Just with the look, he can convey love, he can convey anger, he can convey warning. Anything he will convey with just one look. Okay? Somewhere, I feel he has that potentiality.
Thank you, sir.
No, what Sir would have had in his initial stage, he is having that in different form.
Yeah.
Not the same. Not the same. But the same energy in different form he is carrying.
Yeah.
That's why that natural, even he has that same quality.
Yeah.
He will just look. But I'm wondering how he is convincingly that what has to be conveyed got conveyed. I'm getting that. So, and I wish him to, he's just slowly taking a turn and getting into, and then because with the Dasara and that Rai, so you were talking to Shyam Singh Rai, and with the Saripodhaa Sanivaaram, he is taking a turn where he is going to have a great journey in bigger way, in different way. Even with this natural performance, he is going to be a great star, a superstar for sure. I wish him the best. Really, I mean.
Thank you.
Nah.
A lot of praises back and forth happening, but that's a big statement, coming from such a veteran actor and director and working so long in the industry. For him to say something like that definitely would feel great.
yeah,
Of course, Mahesh Babu is a superstar here. What I meant to say here is like, because கஷ்டப்பட்டு வந்திருக்கார் ஒரு கிரவுண்டடா கீழே
but that's you also.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I had a different journey.
Yeah.
I had my different. But this, what I'm trying to connect here is, a man with the composed journey, with the composed and clear and focused journey from scratch till here.
Right.
Here reached, that's a great blessing. And he's a very great heart and giving a lot of new people chances. Even if you take Vivek Atregaru for this movie, first movie that Ante Sundaraniki has become number-wise it's a normal movie.
Yeah.
But critically acclaimed film. Okay, நம்ம சவுத் இந்தியாவுக்கு அண்டேசுந்தரானிக்கின்ற படம் நம்ம ஃபிலிம் ஃபெர்டானிட்டி வரைக்கும் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட்டர்ஸ் வரைக்கும் கூட ஒரு தியேட்டர் பீப்புள் வரைக்கும் தெரிஞ்ச ஒரு படம். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு நல்ல அந்த டைரக்டர் திருப்பி இன்னொரு கான்செப்டோடு வரும்பொழுது ஸோ ஹீ இஸ் நாட் பிலீவிங் இன் சக்ஸஸ் ஃபெயில், அது இல்லாமல் அந்த கான்செப்டை பிலீவ் பண்ணி திஸ் இஸ் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங், பீப்புள் வில் லவ் இட்.
Even Roy, right? Shyam Sundar Roy, even Dasera, I would say, concept wise, it's different. I think his films always, I think only one film which didn't stand out was the one that released on Prime Video during COVID. He's like, he Tak Jagdish. That was like a very run of the mill kind of typical Telugu film. But other than that, I think I love his Gang Leader. It's so innovative and different. Jersey, of course, what a remake also. So yeah, he always chooses. So I think that's why you look forward to his movies. That's what he has earned, which a lot of actors, wish they have.
அந்த அந்த ஒரு நம்பிக்கை இருந்தார். டோன்ட் மிஸ்டேக் தெலுங்கு ஆடியன்ஸ் தட் ஐ செட் சூப்பர் ஸ்டார் இன் த சென்ஸ் ஐ எம் நாட் ஐ வாண்ட் ஒன் சே அண்டர்லைன் தட் ஐ டென்ட் மீன் டு சே தட் பிகாஸ் மகேஷ் பாபு ஆல்சோ இஸ் மை க்ளோஸ் ஃப்ரெண்ட். ஹி இஸ் ஹேவிங் எ கிரேட் always people trying to reach that topest position. That journey, he is in that journey. I wish God bless him with a lot of good success for his good heart. That's all I
Thank
say.
So he's playing the Rakshasudu and as a cop, like a demon, right? And this is your first full-fledged big ass
Mass
action film. So to continue his point, first, see, Vivek and you worked together on Ante Sundaraniki. We talked about this last time also.
Correct.
And a lot of people ask me, when the movie didn't do, why didn't this movie do that well? Why didn't this movie, it's so nice, why didn't this movie do that well? And later, now that they're seeing it on OTT and all that, they're like, they're kind of asking. But so when he came back with the story, were there anything that you two said, okay, in that film, we did this, which could have been better. So in this film, we should correct those mistakes. Were there any discussions like that?
I think first thing, sir, I think I told this to Vivek also multiple times actually by now. I think the first most important reason Ante didn't work is me. I'll tell you. I'll explain it.
This is, I think someone shared this on Twitter, and I didn't see the video. I just saw their comment saying that Nani shouldn't say this. He's blaming himself. It's an audience, and I'm like, someone said, I don't remember who said it, but audience. If you put blame on the audience, that audience didn't understand, and they are not up to it, and movie was great. Like all of that. It's you don't understand filmmaking. That if you're putting the film not working on the audience, that they are not good enough to understand the thing I have made and all of that, not great thing. But let's see what he has to say, that why he's blaming himself.
Ante is such a story. The movie lover in me got excited listening to the story. But I have forgotten the kind of journey I had as an actor and where I am and the image I carry or the burden I carry. And the movie lover in me loved the idea and then jumped in immediately. But what I understood while I was watching the film on the release day, till then I was only watching the film like someone who enjoys all kinds of films, who watches all languages and OTT everywhere. I watched different kinds of films, and I was watching the film like that. And then I was like thinking, such a nice, cute story, such a nice story, okay, and so nicely told with all the nuances and everything. On the release day, and I was not thinking about me or Nazriya or anybody. I was enjoying the childhood portion. I was enjoying the parents portion. I was enjoying every portion I was watching. On the release day, I've realized that everyone who was watching in a packed auditorium was getting restless to see the hero and heroine. So they were not seeing the characters. It was not just the story. It was a star film suddenly. And for a story like that, and when you say, stars, and then something is expected out of it. Oh, now Nani will come and make us laugh. Because I'm touching comedy after a long time. And any film I've done a little bit fun or blockbusters before. And a lot of people are anticipating that. But here there's a drama, emotion, parents, confusion, all this. The comedy took the back seat, and also, the story took the front seat, where we have to establish the kids portion, where only if you understand the childhood, then you'll understand why Sundar is behaving in a certain way. So it was properly well-made film. But I think I was the wrong choice for the film.
You mean it did
No, because I mean, I
need a start.
It need not need it. Then you will start appreciating the film for what it is. Because when there is a actor who's promising you something already, or you're already coming with a prefix notion about how it's going to be, then you're constantly, if you're sitting in the theater and you're constantly waiting for a hero introduction, or when is he going into the film, then you're not enjoying the entire narrative. And so that's why, that's how it should be. That's how audience are, and that's what we love about cinema also. But I feel the big drawback for that film is me. Otherwise, it's a very, very beautiful film, and I should actually think in that direction also with some of my decisions. It's actually in a way learning for me, but I'm very extremely proud that I have Ante Sundarani in my film already.
He is a very self-aware and mature actor and person. That's why he could even say and come to a point like that. Most people would say, "Oh, no, maybe it didn't work out. Maybe I did a great job," and not say I did a great job, but you'll have a notion that maybe luck factor. But him analyzing that, and understanding what really happened, then I understand his point. I think it, not that he was bad choice for the film, but I think from the outside, what happened is that people expected the heroine to show up, and I think if I remember correctly, there's a lot of time, like in the present, then we go back in the backstory, future. Like there's a lot of this going on, and yeah, it makes sense that your focus suddenly is not on the narrative. If they were unknown characters, unknown actors, or actors new beginners, your focus would be on the story, and you'll be enjoying the story and looking at these characters in that. But suddenly, because they are now stars, you're watching, you're waiting when the star will come on screen, when he'll come, and when he'll come, he'll have amazing time. But he's actually just doing drama. He's just being part of the narrative. So that's amazing understanding, and that actually makes a lot of sense. Like, I think we did a live watch along of Ante Sundaran Ki. I think I think so. I'll have to check. But yeah, that's great quality.
But so, in a way, what you're saying...
you were always doing a good performance,
Yeah.
sir, but though you are a star, you...
Yes, sir, I know that.
Justice to that. Sir, success, failure is not in our hands.
I know, that's true. That's true. That's true.
There must be sometime release date making a major play on that.
It was also there actually,
But for you, then, going by what you're saying, if you're a star, you can only act in this range of movies. Is that true?
No, sir, no, you can. But what problem is, I'll tell you what. You need to, like, for example, you cannot, for example, because of being coming up with, there are certain precautions you need to take which we didn't take. Like, for example, now you can do a film like Ante Sundaran, but you don't you cannot spend that kind of time in establishing the childhood.
Okay.
You can't take
You have to bring Nani sooner.
sooner, and you have to make Nani do things much more than what is there right now in
The
script.
pitch should be higher.
It should be. And what I'm trying to say is not every time. When it promises an entertaining film, like for example, if I do Jersey and all that, it's not like a star film or anything. We all go with the story, and we are
The emotions
honest
are
as
high.
we can get, and even Ante, we are absolutely super duper honest. But their expectation of Nani it looks like a fun film, and their expectation walking into the theater, and we giving them a very heartwarming, slow paced, and it was a different there was a contradiction to it. So what I'm saying is, Vivek didn't ever. I think Vivek made exactly the film
that he wanted.
He told me, he promised, and it's a beautiful film. If there is any complaint from that film, would have come from because of me, or whatever the expectation around it came from that side is what.
And this film, that
is taken care of. That is properly taken care of.
care of all that.
Yeah.
What is it like doing like a full-on action movie? You've done action scenes earlier.
This is still I feel, sir, I don't know if I can put this in that full-on action movie bracket, because I'll tell you why. because since last few years, I think the kind of action meaning of a full-on action film changed. See, in my childhood, full-on action film is a gang leader. No, Chiranjeevi Garu's film where he's a loser. The Bama is scolding him all the time, and the elder brother is doing well, but he is going around with friends and all that. But when a situation arises, when there's a problem and there's a villain, and then he's doing something else, and this guy is living his life, and then this paths cross, and then we are, we relate to Chiranjeevi, we are feeling for him, we're, and
Emotions
then
are
action
there.
episodes happen, and then it becomes that whatever hero versus villain and all that. This is how all our
Today action movies are like full on from start to finish. Action is happening. Like you take a kill or a Jawan and Animal. Maybe they have distributed well and in the middle a lot of drama going on. But like Leo and Vikram, like all of those are total like you don't action has to happen after every 10-15 minutes.
good action, full on action. Now the action films are all about the episodes of action. Is there an introduction fight? There is this fight. There is that fight. There is interval fight. There is climax fight. How did you shoot each action episode? This is all about. And almost hero fights with the same level of command like climax in the introduction scene also. So you understand? There's no growth, or there's no there's no relatable.
Man, his understanding of cinema is really really good. That I think that will help him sustain and be in the industry for a long time.
Story. Everything is, you don't see your brother or your sister on screen. You don't see yourself on screen. You don't actually, have there's some sad scene happening. You don't have tears in your eyes. For action films, I'm saying. It is all a little mounted above the reality, and it goes in. I'm not complaining because I enjoy that film. Those films also. But I feel with Saripodhaa, we cracked that childhood.
It's the emotional action in emotion.
Emotional action.
Yeah, no, I'm very. What I'm saying is,
Action is the emotion.
Humble, simple action film. Very humble action film where the boys very. I'm an LSA agent. Sunday to Friday, and I'm just getting the insurance done for everyone, even for the ones who I beat up on.
Hey,
Saturday.
that's spoiler.
So I have father, I have sister, and how we the film scene start with this middle class family where we're only cooking, we're only washing plates and all that. So it's very relatable. But then you get into a space where it's very exciting for big screen also. When the face off happens, then it becomes all full action. But when you come out of it, again, it's very relatable. It feels like it's you on screen. Right. So I think that's what I remember watching all this, watching action films like this in childhood, and I've been missing this kind of energy on screen. I think Saripodhaa is that. Yeah.
Do you like the action scenes?
In this movie, no? Yeah. I really loved it. Because best, நம்ம தமிழில் சொல்லுங்க இல்லையா பெஸ்ட் ஆக்ஷன் ஃபிலிம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அக்னி நட்சத்திரம் சொல்லாமா அதில் ஒரே ஃபைட்டு தான் இருக்கு. தேவர்மான் சொல்லாமா அதில் மொத்தமே 2 ஃபைட்டு தான். அது ஸ்டோரியோட இருக்க ஃபைட்டு ஒன்று தான்.
The mood will be there.
பட் ஃபுல் மூவி ஏதோ அடிச்சிட்டானுங்க, இவனுங்க ஏதோ பிச்சிட்டானுங்க, அந்த மோடில் இருக்கும். ஐயோ பயங்கரமாக இருக்கும் அந்த ஸோ ஆக்ஷன் இஸ் நாட் ஓன்லி ஃபிசிக்கல். It is a
correct.
What you feel in your heart and mind is also an action.
Build-up is also.
This scene particularly, this shot. Right. Actually, in this scene, my shirt will be white. They changed it into the color. This is the first time we actually come face to face in the film. It's a very normal scene. Nothing happens.
Spoilers.
Okay. These people meet. That's all. But throughout this scene, when you're watching the film, you can feel the action mode, but there is no action at all, or you're anticipating action. So I think I enjoy those things a lot better.
I love that. I love this clarity that a lot of actually scenes they forget that you have to build tension also. You have to build up also. It's not about dishum who it's harder. It's about all these things, the chemistry, and will it happen? Won't it happen? Will they hit now? No. The drama between them is also that's engaging.
Like Rajmouli sir says, the lead to fight scene is the most important. Fight is just a thing they need to do it off with fight masters that this and all that come. What really makes a difference is that lead scene, that lead emotion which takes it to the fight.
Adravan,
should get that.
And that will only happen. That will only happen when we have a strong villain. Sir. And I think we lot of times we make our villains jokers. Like they'll villain will be praising the hero from the first. He'll say there is some power in his eyes. I'm like, why would you say that? You're a villain, no, you're a bad guy. So I'm like, I think that is the biggest strength of Rajmali sir also, that he cracks great villains. And I know Saripodhaa Sanivaaram's villain is just not strong, is stronger than the hero 100 times. Okay, so I think that is what we are really very.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is also, I read somewhere that this is a very, very expensive film.
It's not very, I don't know, sir, all kinds of.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know what's expensive film, but it's
a big
solid. It's whatever is needed for that story we have done.
almost close to Dasara.
I heard a number of 100 crores.
Yeah,
I
it's more
don't-
than that.
I don't know the numbers, sir, but I'm not really involved into the production. But whatever you get to see the trailer, you get to see the film, and it's we didn't overshoot the budget, or we didn't spend less on what is needed.
You kind of
Very good answer. Like, nowadays, it's really started with the marketing tactic. Oh, we have spent so much money, come watch a film. I don't think that was ever the point. Like, it should be visible on screen, with like certain films, they say so much, but like, where did you spend the money?
So that's
the one major thing is that Sokulupalayam அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஏரியா
The entire area was a set, so all those expenses.
Yeah.
Then
So the construction of the
completely erected set.
Yeah.
It's a set.
Yeah.
How in Ryan he created the complete ராயபுரம் ஈஸியாக இருக்கலாம் அந்த இதில் கிரியேட் பண்ண மாதிரி இங்கேயும் ஒரு கம்ப்ளீட் பிளேஸில் ஒரு கம்ப்ளீட் அந்த சோக்குலப்பாளையம் ஏரியா ஹேஸ் பின் கிரியேட்
shot 120, 130 days.
that is a full
Wow.
phase.
shoot days. Yeah.
All that will be there, but nothing over our budget or nothing less than.
No, I want
just
to
right for the.
ask, does this create an extra pressure for a movie?
It does if you are spending anything more than like I said, once we plan our things on the paper and we look at our complete business model of non-theatrical, theatricals, everything else, we generally our risk percentage for the theatricals or whatever is very we'll put that particular whatever. So when you do it in the planned budget, whatever that number is, and you already have one plan there, then there won't be a problem at all. It won't stress you. If you had a plan to spend X amount on this film and then you ended up spending more than that because your other business or theatricals and all that now will not match with the short of budget, then there will be a stress. That didn't happen with me. With all my films. Yeah.
You are a director, and what is your thought about the budgeting of a film?
Budgeting on what is required you have to spend. See, if you see
I think that's the problem, right? The issue is not how can you spend so much money. Issue is that there should be a need to spend. Like, I'll take example, Houseful 5, the budget is 500 crores. Like, what? Like, you better give me big set pieces of humor and comedy, and that's why you need such a budget. Unless it makes no sense. Just because you're shooting abroad, don't shoot abroad. Shoot in India. Why are you shooting abroad? Like, just because you have the money, so you're spending it. Because if you spend more money, we are gonna earn more money. That's not how it works. Then you will make the ticket prices higher. Then you'll spend money on the marketing unnecessary because you don't really have a good film, and spend more money and more, so people just come in the first days and help the business. But if the film is not good, it doesn't matter. So if you're spending, like, I think recently there are rumors about Sri 2, the budget, whatever the budget is, they finished the film in the budget it was required in, and they did that, and whatever now they'll earn on the profits of that because they managed it well. Like, there are so many films which actually earn also a bit of money, but because the budget was too much, it's actually a failure. It's they lost money a lot.
Example I can give you. Manisar shot a movie Bombay. If anybody else, definitely they would have completely built a mask and made an action sequence where they will collapse the entire mask. But he didn't do that. Just a doom, okay. Inside the camera, one hole has put with one rod. People are banging the doom and things falling like that. He has taken, and printing press, chaos, some shots through mesh like that. He created it. He made it look like a great.
right.
Won't watch it again. That's a brilliant. So anything. See, budget is something. When you have too much money, you can. But some people, even they have too much money, they won't spend that much. You know.
What's on the screen only, sir?
Yeah, what is
What
required?
outside the frame is.
What is required has to be done.
Yeah.
Because today people are also talking about, to bring the audience to theaters, we need to show scale, spectacle, you know.
Sir, scale is in idea and sound and
Emotion.
clarity and emotion.
Yeah.
Scale of the emotion should be big. I feel scale, you actually spend so much money and put one camera here, it's terrible. Yeah, it will not work, and people won't come for that for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So even you take recent Ryan, that's also Saripodhaa Sanivaaram, Ryan budget almost same.
Right.
They spent equally. Anga Rayapuram set, here Sokulpalayam set. So, and shots has been taken, what is required has been taken. Like that, same here. And no jiggy jiggy songs and if it is required, they would have.
Jiggy
But this can't.
From now, I'm gonna call all the fluffy songs jiggy jiggy songs. This is a great term we have given by S.J. Suryah.
Didn't ask for it, they didn't do it.
Right. So before we end up, just let's talk about your thoughts on the director. What is the one thing that makes your life is work? Both of you. I know there are many things, but
I genuinely feel Vivek is the best screenplay writer we have in our industry.
lovely.
Yeah, the best. I will. This is what I told him on the Sundaran release day evening also. Then he said, I still remember. I asked him to come, and then they were saying the openings are okay. We don't know if it'll pick up or not, and all that they were saying on the release day. I called Vivek and I said, "Come to my place." I poured him a drink, and I said. Then he was asking, "Sir, how is it, sir? Evening shows, how is it doing?" Then I said, "Now doesn't matter. Now we are celebrating the India's best screenplay writer." I said, "Cheers to him."
I have seen these shades in him.
Yeah.
I have seen this nature in him. That's why I wish him the best. Always.
Yeah.
I always want him the best.
Yeah.
You know, such a nice person. See, sorry to interrupt.
No, sir.
When they had a mixed review, he called the director, had a drink with him, and I am happy like that. You know, that's
before when Tuck and all this, so which released directly on OTT during COVID time. Yeah, I was getting bad reviews and all on the release. I knew it was affecting Shiva, who was the director of the film, and we had and that day was Vinayak Chavithi, and the whole family was there. And today night 12 o'clock only that film came out. I called up, I made sure he woke up, and I said his family was not around in Hyderabad, and I know he will all take everything, read everything, and he'll go into it. I made sure he came to my house, sat in the puja. I gave him all. I was sitting with him only for the habit. That is very, very important for me. And leaving all that aside, I think genuinely, I really, really believe Vivek is the best screenplay writer. He has the way he thinks is he would have told me some idea and I would have thought something in my head. This is how it will look. But where it will come in the film is he comes up with an idea where it will be very easy to understand, no confusion, but again has a very nice twist to it, the way he presents it. So that quality, and that's when it comes to the talent he has. But I genuinely like the person he is. Everybody who works with Vivek has that personal connection with him. They all feel that he's like their person kind of feeling they'll have. Extremely honest. With few people we'll know, sir. Like any director, when they come and pitch us a script, they're trying to sell their script, right? I've never seen him do that. Like most of I always look for that with all my directors. And most of them have that quality, but Vivek is definitely special in that bracket because he never tried to sell anything to me. And I never thought he's not telling the truth to me. He's always very, very honest. And in cinema, and nowadays, I think that's a great quality where, to your hero, if you're being very, very honest, he shoots a scene and then he says, and I said, I don't think, I think I've done something. He'll come and say he messed it up. And I think that's a great quality. So, yeah, I look forward to all Vivek's films. I don't need to be a part of it, but I know for sure whenever Vivek makes a film, I'm excited and I will want to watch it first day morning show.
Ditto. Plus, his nature also. Very, very,
After a long time, I heard that word.
very, very super, sir.
As a director, how?
Yeah, very clear. He acts and shows. Whatever. I love to get director directs me through their by showing the way how I have to perform. If they show that, I will be very happy. That because he is a very peculiar writer. As Sir said, he's a peculiar writer and a genuine filmmaker, and he is very unique.
I just realized that throughout the interview, he referred to as Nani as Sir.
Unique. And his writing is unique. His nature is very simple and only job, nothing other than job. He does nothing. Suddenly they fixed 29. We have to release. Sometimes they were saying we might postpone the release to there. They had two plans. Then suddenly production side they arrived 29th. We have to release because all the things has been locked, so we cannot take any deviation in that. We have to release the movie on August 29th. I was so shocked how it is possible. Then he worked round the clock.
He's sleepless every day. We have a compilation of a lot of videos where he's on stairs, he's in the chair, he's sleeping, wherever he's sleeping. We have a
promo video.
Yeah, we have a 5-minute footage of in different locations. He's sitting on star. He's to a wall. He's sleeping.
Yeah.
I don't think he's sleeping.
And குழந்தை பிறந்திருக்கு அவருக்கு.
He recently had a baby.
அவங்க வீட்டம்மா வந்து குழந்தைய கூட்டிட்டு வந்து ஷூட்டிங் ஸ்பாட்ல வந்து காட்டிட்டு போறாங்க.
I'm feeling terrible for him. I can't wait for Saripodhaa to release so that I can reunite the dad and the baby. Yeah.
That is so sad, but hope it's worth it. But we have to end this interview with his name. Which we started. And we'll have to kind of.
Now I will say Sweetie Pie. Sweet Star.
Okay, we'll do acting Godzilla, acting King Kong or something. They'll become
the topic. The topic.
But thank you so much, both of you.
Okay, we did.
Thank you so much, both of you.
Thank you, sir. It's always a pleasure.
And all the best for Saripodhaa Sanivaaram.
Thank you.
And the other languages.
I'll be looking forward for your review.
It's called Saturday.
Suryah Saturday.
Suryah Saturday.
Suryah Saturday in all other languages. Saripodhaa Sanivaaram. And we thought let's go with one common. Easier. Otherwise, in these interviews, to say all the five names, we'll only get confused. Ante Sundaraniki had that issue. Adade Sundara, Aha Sundara. Different. And every time I used to get confused. Now, whenever I coaching it out, what is it? Aha Sundara, Adada Sundara here. So we made our life easier. Yeah, we wanted it. Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It was a great interview, and that's interesting. The names you choose because it's a pan-India film. I think that's why, like a Bahubali, RRR, KGF, it just becomes easy to market it. And I always feel like you should. I think that's why I didn't like the byline of Salar 2. I think some long name, it just it would be nightmare to market, for people to remember that. It would be hard. So just Salar 2, or just keep it simple, like Brahmastra Dev Part 2. So whatever. So it just keep it normal, simple. That's always works better. But yeah, great interview. It was so much fun, so much insights about both of them, and a lot of analogies, and like how all the films are actually the same and all of that. It's something people don't rate. And I think one thing for both of them, how mature and they understand what's happening. They are not kind of delusional or in their minds, or of course there's some some they see themselves as actors and what they have to do and the process and everything, and they're like, they have to do some work which is told to them, the director. They have to service the story and the film, and that's it, move on. That's the approach and simplicity they have. and that always helps. Let's not try to overcomplicate things, because it's already, life is complicated. Why make everything complicated? Just simple, relax. And looking forward to the film, knowing now that there'll be some twists and turns, not going to be a simple narrative. And 29th, hoping, I think it'll get a big release, so hoping it releases near me in Telugu subtitles, or I think Hindi. I'll see what is possible. But yeah, looking forward. And I'm a fan of Vivek Atraya, like his films. He's a great script writer, and hopefully we have something interesting to watch on 29th. And I don't think there's any big releases happening, so that's a great, I think, time to actually release, because so much competition otherwise on every other weekend. But what are your thoughts? Let me in the comments below, and you can check this video next, and I will see you next time.